Alright guys, the game's about to start. Quantic.SaSe gonna be going up against TSL.HyuN. The countdown has begun. Ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be a PVZ. The first map is Stutter Plateau. I am JoRoSaR, bringing you these fantastic games from the final group stages at Dreamhack today. Let's get into the action. Spawning over here in the bottom left corner, ladies and gentlemen, of Stutter Plateau, we have none other than teammate of Naniwa. Will he be able to avenge his loss from yesterday? Let's find out. It's going to be Quantic.SaSe. And over here, in the top right, my goodness, is this guy on a roll. 2-0ing Naniwa yesterday and coming off an emphatic 2-1 victory over Evil Genius's Puma. Will he be able to take this series as well? My goodness, he's on a roll. Ladies and gentlemen, it's TSL.HyuN. So two incredible players once again. We do have the Europeans versus the Koreans. And my goodness, both of these players on an absolute rampage through this tournament. But there are only two people that can come out through their group. And I believe Slivko and Puma are the other two. So competition to go out of this group is going to be incredibly fierce between these guys. Let's wait and see which one of them is able to make it out. Guys, of course, if you happen to be on Twitter, I am at twitter.com/JoRoSaR. But more importantly, you need to be tweeting that this stream is live and SaSe is currently playing HyuN. That is going to be exactly what people want to see. I do hear that Naniwa is actually playing Nurchio on one of the other streams as well. So if you are particularly a Naniwa or a Nurchio fan, that actually sounds like a pretty good game to watch too. Definitely check that out. And both players are going to be scouting the close by air positions, but not quite able to make it stick at this point in time. Wow, wow, wow. Spawning pool going down now for TSL.HyuN. No gas being taken yet. Just wants to establish map control with those lings before... Oh, and nice. Hides the drone. When the probe goes up the ramp, he's going to plant the hatchery down. And SaSe has been tricked by TSL.HyuN. A beautiful little trick there, hiding the drone behind the minerals. He sees that there's no drone here, so SaSe didn't block. He went for a quick scout first, and boom! The expansion went down while that probe wasn't there. Very, very nice as we see the Forge Fast Expand come out of SaSe. Wow, what stacked games we have for you guys today. 3 amazing best of 3s in a row, and it looks like I will be joining the main stage and casting this particular game. What have we got over here? We do have the Queen, actually, going to be popping out of the hatchery, so all very, very normal. And the probe getting chased out of the base by 2 Zerglings. Let's wait and see if HyuN is going to be taking that Zerg third base against the Protoss. Only time will tell, but I see no reason why not at the moment, considering this Forge Fast Expand has just gone down. Wall-off is about to be completed by SaSe, and Bob the Zealot will shortly take his rightful place between the Forge and this pylon. Third hatchery indeed does go down for TSL.HyuN as more and more drones getting produced. He is going to be able to drone up for quite a bit now, knowing that SaSe is trying to go for a little bit of an economic build. Let's see if it will pay off in the long run. Stutter, of course, a great map to hold these watchtowers on, as we do see HyuN doing at the moment, because this avenue of attack is basically the only avenue of attack for a decent ground army. So that's going to allow him to know all sorts of timings and when people are moving out across the map. And that means that it's very difficult to get taken by surprise on a map like this. And we actually see the wall-off creatively being finished here by the Cybernetics Core. Is that a little bit too wide for a single Zealot? Maybe it's okay if it stands right in the middle. And Overlord now going to be popping into Quantic.SaSe's main base. He's not really going to see anything other than 2 gases mining, though. It looks like most of the tech has been focused at the wall-off. We'll wait and see if he decides to put any additional gateways down in the main, and HyuN would be able to scout that a little bit later. It looks like the Overlord has stopped here, waiting to press into the base at a later time. In the meantime, what have we got? We are still just droning up back here in the Zerg base. No gases being taken yet, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2 for the Protoss and now a third. And finally, we have the 2 gases in the main being taken by TSL.HyuN. So now is the time where he's going to decide to tech up as the robotics facility now goes down for SaSe. Another pylon getting planted down so that he can warp in on the low ground if necessary. And things are looking pretty good. The worker count currently 36 to 30, in fact 37 to 40. My goodness, these guys are going up so quickly in favor of TSL.HyuN at the moment, just doing nothing but grabbing drones out of these larvae here. Once the economy's hit full swing for both players, we should be seeing some more interesting tech choices. The probe gonna be seeing the Overlord here with this pylon. So very, very nicely done by SaSe. Actually, the probe saw it when he was building the pylon, but the pylon itself won't see it until it completes. So maybe he didn't see that Overlord there, but if he does, he'll be sending an Stalker there pretty quickly to try and get rid of it. And a Warp Prism is going to be coming up for SaSe. Does that mean we're going to see some interesting 4-gate Warp Prism shenanigans? He still, though, is only on a single gateway, so we'll keep an eye on that. Roach War now going up for TSL.HyuN. Where is it? It is in the back of the natural expansion. So let's see what the Warp Prism does. We even have an Evolution Chamber going down here as well. And wow, wow, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a treat. It looks like we have the Robotics Bay going down, so we're going to be seeing some Colossi. Do we get to see Colossus drops finally in a competitive game? I don't know, and I won't promise that, but a second and third gateway is now going down for SaSe. And let's take a look at the Robo. Are we going to see some Immortals come up with him? No, we are not just yet. He's going to be Chrono boosting out that Observer, and the Warp Prism is just going to be heading out across the map, but Overlord sees everything, unfortunately, and this sentry drop is not going to be doing too much damage if HyuN gets into position. He can see exactly what's coming. He knows the Warp Prism is at the bottom of the map, so he is going to be double-checking his third base here. Want to make sure that no damage can be done by these sentries. That's why these roaches and lings are just going to be popping by here, seeing what's up. And will they see the Warp Prism? Yes, they do. They are right underneath it, and SaSe, unfortunately, has been completely and utterly scouted. HyuN knows exactly what he is up to. And wow, that's a force field on top of a base. I have never seen this before in my StarCraft career. Has anyone else seen this? Oh, it looks very pretty. But wow, I didn't even realize that was possible. Force fielding the hatchery, that must have felt pain for a little while on that drone, trying his best to make that hatch. And we need the Queen in the back here to try and do a little bit of damage to this Warp Prism. But actually, he's going to be able to get into the natural. So SaSe might be able to do a little bit of damage to HyuN here. Let's find out. The sentries, oh, very nice pull away by all those drones. The force field not able to do anything, but the Queen actually getting trapped. Going to have to maneuver her way out via these gas geysers, and unfortunately these two sentries won't be doing too much more damage as the drones now pop back in, while the Zerglings and the Roaches both pop back, and it looks like we're going to be going back towards the third. So SaSe just wanting to be a little bit annoying with this drop to keep TSL.HyuN on his toes while he determines his army composition. The first Colossus is now out. We've got an Immortal in with this army as well. Let's take a look at what the army composition looks like. 60 drones to 52 probes in the work department, but as far as the army goes, we have 10 lings, 9 roaches, and 5 queens, so not an awful lot on the board for TSL.HyuN at the moment. He's still trying to macro up against 2 Immortals, a Colossus, a Warp Prism, and 4 Sentries with a smattering of Zealots and Stalkers for Quantic.SaSe. It doesn't look like either player is going to be being very aggressive anytime soon. We haven't quite yet reached those army compositions that we ideally would like before engaging. We need a couple more Colossi. We noticed that HyuN has not gone for any Corruptors just yet. In fact, I don't even think he has a Spire making at the moment. So these Colossi could be quite useful if they continue to get pumped out. We have a 4th base now operational though for TSL.HyuN versus the 2 base of SaSe. So he's going to have to pull a very nice timing here. Double Robo though is going to continuously produce Colossi from now on. There is the second robotics facility in the main base. And it looks like SaSe has decided now is going to be his timing, which is very interesting because HyuN has also decided this is going to be his. These players are going to meet in the middle of the map. No, HyuN is actually going to be pushing back. He sees that SaSe is moving out and he goes, alright, I'll take Defender's advantage. I will try and place this battle on creep and see how much damage I can do there. So a decent decision from him. 174 supply to 135. Will HyuN be able to take SaSe out as well? And here we go, here comes the engagement. Nice force fields actually stopping a lot of the roaches from getting into this army here. Very good force fields there from SaSe, but Burrow Micro able to pop up and kill one of those Colossus. Oh no! Additional force is able to force TSL.HyuN back, and SaSe has used most of the energy now on these sentries. It's going to get very interesting from this point on, with HyuN, of course, burrowing and regenerating the health on those roaches, so we're basically going to reset this battle, but there are very, very few sentries left with energy for force fields. And this follow-up battle could be good for HyuN if that energy does not replenish itself fast enough or more sentries are warped into this army. We'll have to wait and see. And here we go. It looks like HyuN is going to be going out again. Zerglings leading the way. Decent damage done by the Colossus on those Zerglings. And once again, Burrow Micro on those Roaches, able to bypass the force field. Is it going to be enough? There are 4 Colossi here along with Immortals. I don't think HyuN will be able to take this. Or, oh my goodness, this is going to be so close. Still 2 Colossi in the back, and yes, the Roaches do get cleaned up. The Immortals are way too strong, and I actually think that was the incorrect thing to do given his army composition. He couldn't burrow the Roaches forward, because when he burrowed the Roaches forward, all the Lings evaporated, and that meant when the Roaches chased the Colossi, the Immortals were able just to target the Roaches and do a tremendous amount of damage to them. So now SaSe going to be able to apply a tremendous amount of pressure onto the bases of TSL.HyuN. All the creep spread now being destroyed because an observer is with this army as well, and HyuN with a bunch of more Roaches. Are we going to see him push down this ramp? We do still have sentries with force fields, but again, the numbers are dwindling, and it looks like this army from SaSe is going to be absolutely huge. HyuN taking out those Colossus in the back there, and I don't think there's any answer to this. It looks like SaSe is about to take game number 1. 126 supply to 91. HyuN is doing his best to hold on, but I don't think he's going to be able to. GG, and Quantic.SaSe is going to be able to take game number 1 from TSL.HyuN. What an amazing game, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be getting into game number 2 here with JoRoSaR. Don't go anywhere right after this commercial break.